is your girl Evie again. I just covered Law and Order SVU, so now we're going to be talking about Law and Order SVU Organized Crime. Yep, season 1, episode 7. Everybody takes a beating sometimes, and I think this is the season finale, y'all, and it was everything. Oh my gosh. So how did it start? What happened? Who did it? Why? And how did it end? Okay, so let's go right into it. Dun dun. So, how did it start? We get a recap about Angela being arrested and what has happened since Gina had been shot. Well, we see Elliott working out at home and Richard getting a BJ, which is freaking nasty. But anyway, Captain Bell and her wife talk about her opening statement that she's going to be making because she's suing the NYPD about what they did to her nephew Damon, and she should. We see that she's 7 months pregnant and they are eagerly awaiting their baby boy, which we know is a boy from their previous conversation. Angela meets with her lawyer, and Angela has some conditions on which she is going to help them get Richard, which I love. Richard has Isaac killed. Yeah, like he had him killed. He had these new security guards come up in there and Isaac's like, what's going on? So they shoot Isaac and he lies dead in the pool. Like, man, Gina, now Isaac? Wow. I feel like they should have got him out, but they didn't know. So anyway, wow. I have to, just give it what it is because I kind of was sad to see Isaac go, and I was really sad to see Gina go. But do we really know if she's dead yet? You know what I'm saying? So Silvino, the guy that they're going to have talk to Richard Wheatley, he is eating breakfast. We see him. He has to go. He's late. We see him eating his American breakfast. And finally he hooks up, gets in the car that they have for him from Richard. They take his phone, they tell him that he can't have his phone. And he's like, oh, I don't take orders from Richard. And they're like, well, you do if you want to get in his car. So he gets in the car. So what happened? We see Sergeant Bell and Elliott, and she's on the phone. Gina has not checked in for the last 18 hours. And she's so worried about her. And she should be, because we know what happened. Angela tells her lawyer she did not sleep with Elliott because he asked her, look, what's up with you? Did you sleep with this guy? And she's like, no. But he's like, well, are you in love with him? And she just looks like, yeah. So she is in love with him, but that she is sure that Richard killed Rafi, her son. So Sergeant Bell briefs everyone on the mission. They're about to get Richard. It's about to go down, okay? And we know that Wheatley is not in the car, and neither is Isaac, because Salvino is giving them clues. Because remember that hearing aid that he has that Slotmeyer hooked up? They can hear what's going on. So he's giving them clues as to what avenue he's on and what turns they're making, and the fact that Isaac is not in the car with them. Well, that's bad, because that means that Richard has potentially moved the spot where they're supposed to go bust him at. So Richard explains to Richie in his car that, why he had to kill Isaac. Because he says that since Isaac saw you kill Gina, he would have held that over your head for life. And I kind of like how he explains to his son about life and what's going to actually go on and that people can take advantage of him. But we know Richard's taking advantage of him. He should never drag his kids into stuff like this, but I digress. So we do see in a cutaway scene that we see a dog in the park looking for a dead body. We know that the dog is searching. They do find Gina in a shallow grave. And I'm like, man, I really liked her. I'm so sorry that Gina is dead. We see Slotmeyer listening to Joey's men, do the setup and get ready for the bust. Because at this time, they don't know that Gina is dead, just the local police. So Slotmeyer says she's watching, she's listening to everything. Joey's guys go inside, they set up guns and weapons, and they have a live feed ready for the transaction with the cryptocurrency with Richard. Because Richard is moving vaccines to various other countries and states, and he's using cryptocurrency in order to transfer the money to Silvano, or Silvano to him, for these vaccines due to the COVID virus. Well, we see that ESU is out there and they're in place ready to help Captain Bell and Elliott. But we see that they're watching a news conference of Denise, which is Captain Bell's wife. They now know that she's suing the NYPD about the way Damon was treated. Remember, he's the guy that the cops broke his hand. He had nothing in that, and they still treated him aggressively, broke his hand, and they should be sued because they was wrong. So they say to Captain Bell when her and Elliott roll up, we got something else to do. So they pull off. He's like, but we know that they're doing it because they think that she's a snitch and that she won't have their back. Well, how dare you? I'll be talking to somebody's supervisor after that. But anyway, because that can put people in danger. You just going to pull off and go do something else because you was doing this first. Stay focused, Evelyn. So anyway, we see that they're going to still do the bust. The team decides, we're going to go it alone. Morales and Washburn are already in the field. Slotmeyer decides she's going to go in the field. Like, this girl is behind the computer desk. But now she's like, I'm finna join the fun. So she gets out on her scooter, her little motorbike, and she drives into the field. She's got her gun and everything because Captain Bell says, you do have your gun, right? And she's like, well, of course. Well, now they've moved the side of the bus, so she's like kind of trailing Silvano, trying to figure out where is he. But she says that when she finds out that they're going to go into the subway to do this thing, she says that his earpiece is not going to record. So now she's got to get out into the field, Slotmeyer. And this girl is slick. She meets up with Elliott. She meets up with Captain Bell right there. And she decides, I'm going to have to take a mic in there to record because otherwise this is all for nothing. So she grabs a hot dog bun from a vendor. She puts this microphone inside the bun, which is so slick. And there is an undercover cop that's down there on the subway right now, kind of listening to everything, letting them know that she's down there and that she's listening, but they need it to be recorded. So Slotmeyer, she walks on down there, pimps down there, and Morales and Washburn are already down there. They kind of, it's so funny. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. But she takes this bun and she gives it to the homeless lady. He's like, I don't have any money, but here's a hot dog. Well, inside the hot dog, there's no hot dog. But inside the bun is this recording device, the microphone. I thought, wow, that's cute, innovative, smart. And she sure is. So in order for Silvano to start talking, they need to give him a talking word or whatever. So Washburn and Morales kind of get out that, this Q word. So Silvano knows it's okay to start talking. So Richard called Silvano once before, and he already had assured him that it was okay to do business. Since they moved it in the subway, like I was saying, they had to set it up differently. Well, who did it? We know that Richie did it. We saw him do it. They find Gina's body. Like I said, she's been buried in a shallow grave. Damn, Gina. I mean, really. I'm just so sorry about that. So how did it end? They need to say the name St. Domitia Church, like I told you, to Silvano. And they say that he gets Richard to talking. They transfer the cryptocurrency. It's how they're going to make the deal. It's all recorded. The deal is made. They move in to bust him. They bust everybody except Richard because he's slick and he jumps on a train. Well, Elliott sees he's about to jump on this train, so Elliott jumps on the train too. So Elliott's hunting him, and then Richard ends up taking hostages. So Elliott has to put his gun down. When he tries to arrest him, he jumps on another train. So Elliott, he jumps off that train and then onto the other train with Richard. He's tracking him down. But this time, Richard can't get any hostages. So Elliott tells him to drop the gun. He tries to arrest him. They fight a little bit. And then finally, he arrests him. And I'm like, yes, finally. He finally got him. He's just so happy about it. I could have done my happy dance. But anyway, they arrest everybody. They got Elliott. Elliott gives Richard to Captain Bell. She reads him his rights. They arrest Richie. They arrest Dana. They get all Joey's boys. They get all these Moreno boys that Richard had hired for security. And then Angela, because she wants to help them get Richard and make sure that it sticks, she tells them to go to Richard's house and to get the ledgers that Richard has. She even tells them where they are. So they have a warrant. They walk up in there. Richard's new wife is in there speaking Portuguese in her underwear, it seems. And she can't do nothing because they got a warrant and they just go in there and get it. So Angela finds out that they finally have Richard in custody. And she signs the documents of her testimony against him. I know she has to be scared, but she signs it anyway. Well, the boss meets Elliott and everyone back at the office, and they're high-fiving and everything. And then he pulls Belle to the side and he says, "Can I talk to you?" And she says, "Yeah." And they go in her office, and we can see that she starts crying. And we know why. Because he tells her Gina's been found and she's dead. And she's so upset. And I would be too, because she's close friends with this person. So, Sergeant Bell says, "Well, let's go down to the morgue." They identify her body. And then Elliott says, "Well, you know that those are Becker's bullets, but where's Becker?" Isaac, Isaac Becker. Well, we know Isaac is dead, but he doesn't. So they say, "Well, let's go talk to Richie." So they talk to Richie in lockup. They try to question him, and he cries like a little baby asking for his dad. They know he did it. And even though Sergeant Bell tries to tear his head off, which I would have too, because he wasn't answering the questions, Elliott won't let her. He's like, "We don't do this. Let's just talk to him." So Captain Bell tells Richie this, that Gina told her that Richie was a good guy, that he was just involved with his father in the wrong way. She was really trying to spare him, trying to save him. And, now we can see Captain Bell is crying. Sergeant Bell is crying. She's really upset. And she tells Richie, "You didn't deserve her love. You didn't deserve her respect. You didn't deserve her kindness." At this point, Richie is crying at this point. And she pimps out. She's just like, "I gotta go." So Gina was trying to protect Richie. She did love him. She was telling the truth. Too bad for her, though, because she died for nothing. I hope her death, I hope they at least get him for murder, because he's in big trouble. Calling for his dad ain't going to help now. Well, Angela is fully cooperating. We know that. And she wants to see Richard before she goes to jail. And she wants Elliott to go with her. So they confront Richard together. And Richard, she wants him to admit that he had Rafi killed, which he doesn't. But Richard tries to make her mad by saying that, "I know you're in love with Elliott, but he's in love with someone else besides Kathy, and it's not you." I think he means that, Elliott's in love with Olivia, which we can only hope, we can only wish, because I want to see them together. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't want to see them together, and I understand. What do you think? Do you want to see Liv and Elliott together after all this time coming back and be as a couple? Do you? Or do you not? Comment below. I want to know. Well, after Richard and Elliott and Angela talk, we see that Elliott just walks out with Angela, because nothing that Richard says at this point is going to make any difference to him. And he says that she's a hot mess. And then he says that Elliott and Angela are a hot mess. Elliott looks at him, like I said, and he leaves. They both leave. So that's how it ended. It ended with Richard being arrested, Richie being arrested, Dana being arrested, all Joey's guys getting arrested, the Bogner crew all getting arrested. Gina is dead, Isaac is dead. But they did bust Richard. My question is it going to stick? Is he going to stay in there? So I'm eager to see season 2. It has been approved for season 2. So Law & Order Organized Crime is going to have a second season, you guys. What did you think of this season? What did you think? Let me know. Let a girl know. I want to know. Ooh, my lipstick, y'all. But anyway, if you like the content, please go ahead and go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to let you know when a girl's coming back to you. I really like talking about this content. I cover Law & Order SVU as well as Law & Order Organized Crime. I cannot wait for the season finale for SVU. Let's see what's going to happen, you guys. I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Go ahead. Love you.